Hello, Bob.
Hello.
So tell me about yourself.
I am a Dutch-born artist. I was born in the Netherlands in '75. Stayed there and studied there until I was 23, and went to work for some of the biggest corporations in the world. Lived in many countries, especially Europe, before coming to Montreal, Canada, in 2001. I worked here, set up several companies successfully. Lived for a few years in between in New York, and then came back to Montreal because it's much quieter here, and so much better to live, even though the winters are much colder. And I set up several agencies here that we work with, and started painting just after the pandemic on a much larger scale than I had done before. And that got picked up by several people, and I was very lucky to have several patrons that acquired the art as well. And from there on, I increased production, increased my styles, as you mentioned. The reason why there's many styles is not only because of a very versatile background, but it's also because I produce in larger numbers, so I can produce 8-10 pieces at the same time and have multiple pieces dry in one style, and I can switch to another style and work on that and basically deliver collections of the same style, but most of the time those are created over the period of years. Most of my work revolves around the laws of nature. Gravity is an important one. Light is an important one. Texture in addition to that, and color, or the absence of color. Light often interacts with the medium that I paint on. In terms of wood, for example, wood matures and discolors under daylight and sunlight. Texture is really important because people like to touch paintings, and I think they should. And then gravity in terms of paints running down, paints dissipating, paints dissolving in certain things, that is important. And then there's just incredibly fun abstract pieces that I add on to that. In addition to more abstract work, I also have pop art work, simply because it's a lot of fun to make. And there's a lot of complexity that goes in it, especially in the collage backgrounds. They are often made with original materials that pertain either to the subject matter or to the client in some cases, and they are glued and sealed in the background. And there's an acrylic color layer that goes over it, like an abstract.
Media, like a mixed media.
Yeah, exactly. And then the face is done with pastel, because it's semi-transparent, and it still shows what's underneath it.
So the way you show your photography.
Yes, photography, one of my careers in my life, still plays a big role, especially with the pop art in terms of how to frame the face. But in some cases, you can see it back in the other works as well.
Fantastic. Beautiful.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you for listening.